Hey there, Steelers Nation. Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into all things Pittsburgh Steelers. Our team is always working to sharpen their game and bring home those W's for the black and gold, but as we head into one of the biggest matchups of the season against the Baltimore Ravens, we've got some tough news to break down. Before we get started, don't forget to smash that like button to show your support for the team, and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single update about our Steelers. Let's talk about the challenges our secondary is facing and what it means for Sunday's showdown. Steelers fans, we've been battling injuries all season long, and it feels like the hits just keep on coming. The latest blow? Cornerback Corey Trice Jr. will miss his 7th straight game this week as he continues to recover from a nagging hamstring injury sustained back in Week 3 against the Los Angeles Chargers. For those of you keeping track, Trice was a player many of us were excited to see shine this season. After missing his entire rookie campaign in 2023 due to an ACL tear, Trice showed flashes of brilliance in his 2 full games this year, including an impressive interception in the end zone against the Denver Broncos in Week 2. The Steelers had opened Trice's practice window ahead of this week, giving fans hope that he might suit up against Baltimore. But as Senior Director of Communications Burt Loughton confirmed, Trice will need at least one more week to recover before he can make his long-awaited return. This news is particularly concerning because the Steelers' depth at cornerback has been a question mark all season. While Joey Porter Jr. has been fantastic on the outside and Donte Jackson has held his own when healthy, injuries have forced the team to dig deep into their bench. Here's the current state of the secondary. Cam Sutton is back, but he's better suited for the slot than the outside. James Pierre has seen more playing time than expected, and while he's stepped up when needed, relying on him for extended snaps could be risky. Practice squad injuries have only added to the challenge, with Zian Gilbert recently placed on injured reserve after a knee injury in practice. This patchwork unit is about to face one of the most dynamic offenses in the league, led by Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Trice's return was supposed to bring much-needed depth to the cornerback position, especially in dime packages. His physicality, size, and ability to read the quarterback have made him a valuable asset when he's on the field. His absence leaves the Steelers vulnerable in a few key areas. 1. Outside coverage. With Donte Jackson battling injuries all season, the Steelers need a reliable option opposite Joey Porter Jr. Trice could have filled that role. 2. Flexibility in packages. The dime package, a staple of Pittsburgh's defense against high-powered offenses like Baltimore's, is less effective without Trice. 3. Fatigue factor. With fewer healthy corners available, players like Porter and Sutton will have to take on heavier workloads, potentially leading to mistakes late in the game. As if the news about Trice wasn't bad enough, the Steelers also lost Zian Gilbert, a blazing fast cornerback who had been providing depth on the practice squad. Gilbert, who joined the team earlier this season, showed promise with his athleticism and versatility. Though he's primarily a practice squad player, Gilbert's absence limits the team's ability to rotate fresh legs into the secondary. It's a reminder of how thin this unit has become, and why the return of players like Trice can't come soon enough. Despite the challenges, this is the Pittsburgh Steelers we're talking about. If there's one thing we know about Mike Tomlin, it's that he'll have his team ready to fight. The Ravens' offense is explosive, but the Steelers have been one of the few teams to consistently frustrate Lamar Jackson. Tomlin's defensive philosophy against Baltimore is clear. Contain Jackson's legs, force him to beat you with his arm. Disrupt timing, pressure up front can force bad throws and create turnover opportunities. Physical coverage, tight man-to-man defense will be critical, even with the limited depth. The return of Cam Sutton last week was a big boost, and Joey Porter Jr. continues to develop into a lockdown corner. Still, there's no denying that Trice's presence would have provided a safety net against a Ravens team loaded with weapons like Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews. Steelers fans, this game is going to be a war. Injuries or not, we know that Steelers-Ravens matchups are always physical, hard-fought, and often decided by just a few points. The defense will need to lean on its stars, T.J. Watt, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Joey Porter Jr., to lead the way. Meanwhile, the offense will have to step up to take some pressure off the defense. This game is about grit, resilience, and finding ways to win, no matter the circumstances. Now it's time to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the state of the secondary heading into this critical matchup? How big of a loss is Corey Trice Jr. for this week? Do you think Joey Porter Jr. and the rest of the defense can hold down the fort against Lamar Jackson? What's your prediction for Sunday's game? Let us know in the comments below. Let's start with the obvious. Arthur Smith has been a breath of fresh air for the Steelers' offense. After enduring the ups and downs, mostly downs, of the Matt Canada era, fans were eager to see what Smith could bring to the table when he joined the team for the 2024 season. The season didn't start off perfectly. There were definitely some growing pains as Smith adjusted to the Steelers' personnel and the team adapted to his style. But over the past several weeks, the offense has clicked in a way we haven't seen in years. Smith's play calling has been praised for its creativity and efficiency, and the results are showing on the field. The resurgence of the running game, improved red zone efficiency, and Kenny Pickett's growth as a quarterback are all testaments to Smith's influence. This isn't just about stats, it's about a team that looks confident and capable of competing against anyone. Here's where the story takes a twist. NFL insider Dianna Russini recently discussed on her podcast Scoop City that Arthur Smith's name is already coming up in conversations about potential head coaching vacancies for the 2025 season. Russini didn't mince words when explaining why teams might be interested in Smith. Arthur Smith, I know he was a head coach already. He didn't have the most success in Atlanta, but they were building towards something. They just needed a quarterback. Now, he's done something in Pittsburgh. Smith's time with the Atlanta Falcons might not have been spectacular, but he managed to go 7-10 in 3 straight seasons with subpar quarterback play. That consistency, paired with his success in turning around the Steelers' offense, makes him an intriguing candidate for teams looking to rebuild quickly. The argument for Smith is simple: experience matters. Teams often struggle with first-time head coaches who face a steep learning curve. Smith, having already gone through the fire in Atlanta, brings a level of understanding about what it takes to lead a team at the highest level. As Russini pointed out, a lot of teams don't want to deal with the learning curve of a first-time head coach. They want someone who knows the fundamentals of the role and can hit the ground running. This approach has been validated in 2024 by the success of Dan Quinn with the Washington Commanders, who brought a wealth of head coaching experience to his new role. If Smith can offer similar stability and competence, he's bound to be a top candidate in the next hiring cycle. Not everyone is sold on Smith getting another head coaching opportunity so soon. Former NFL quarterback Chase Daniel, Russini's co-host, expressed skepticism, arguing that Smith might need more time to refine his craft before taking another shot at the top job. Daniel's take isn't without merit. Smith's tenure in Atlanta wasn't disastrous, but it also wasn't enough to inspire overwhelming confidence. His critics argue that jumping back into a head coaching role after just one season as Pittsburgh's OC might be premature. From a Steelers perspective, the ideal scenario would be for Smith to stick around, continue building this offense, and solidify his reputation under the mentorship of Mike Tomlin. Let's talk about Mike Tomlin for a moment. For all his success as a head coach, one major knock on Tomlin has been his inability to develop a strong coaching tree. Outside of Bruce Arians, no Steelers coordinator during Tomlin's tenure has gone on to become a head coach. If Arthur Smith were to land a head coaching job after just one season in Pittsburgh, it would be a significant moment for Tomlin's legacy. It would also highlight that, for the first time in years, the Steelers made a genuinely strong hire at the coordinator level. Here's the big question: what happens if Arthur Smith leaves after just one season? Losing Smith would undoubtedly be a blow, especially if the Steelers' offense continues to thrive for the rest of 2024. Continuity is critical for a young quarterback like Kenny Pickett, and a sudden change at offensive coordinator could disrupt his development. At the same time, this situation underscores a larger issue. The Steelers need to build a culture where top-tier coaching talent wants to stay and grow. If Smith does leave, it will be up to Tomlin and the front office to ensure his replacement can continue the progress we've seen this year. Now it's your turn, Steelers Nation. Let's hear your thoughts. How do you feel about Arthur Smith potentially leaving after just one season? Should the Steelers do whatever it takes to keep him, or is it inevitable that he'll pursue a head coaching opportunity? What do you think this means for Mike Tomlin's coaching tree and his legacy? Drop your opinions in the comments below. We want to hear from you. Steelers Nation, this isn't the first time we've faced adversity, and it won't be the last. Injuries are part of the game, but one thing is for sure: this team doesn't back down from a fight. Make sure to like this video if you're pumped for Sunday's game, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more exclusive Steelers content. Together, we'll ride the season out, one hard-fought game at a time. Here we go, Steelers.